All right, let's get into the Everest. Let's get these prices up here on Dabble. Uh, think about it currently, $4.60. I wish I win, or one wish, one win, as Dan Carter puts it. $5. Private Eye $6, Cylinder $8.50, In Secret $10, Overpass 11s, Juanes Noches $13, Hawaii 50 13s, Espiona $15, Shinzu $15, alcohol free 41s with first emergency, or not first emergency, sorry, the emergency, Bella Nipotina at 41s, and Marzu at $51 to bring up the field. Those emergencies, as we were talking about in the green room before we came on, Bella Nipotina, Zapateo, Valana, King of Sparta. If you do have a scratching, you can choose which horse to go into your slot. Which
I'm able to roll through these if you want, mate.
yeah, give us your take on it, mate. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start at the top? You want to go odds? You want to go barriers? You want to go numbers, colours?
Why don't we start from the top and work our way down? I mean, Nick will go through a few of them.
I love it.
This can be the little preview of the Everest.
Runner by runner. Love it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let me just get the. Let me just go. We're going to start with the top of the market. I wish. Sorry, no. We're going to start with the top of the page. I wish I win. $4.80. Luke Nolan, Peter Moody. Who wants to kick us off with thoughts on it?
Paddy can kick us.
Oh, yeah. I reckon Nick kicks off because he's probably a little bit more racing knowledge than me, and I'm a bit more punter and emotional.
All right, let's do it. Nick, tell us. I wish I win.
Yep, he probably should be favourite over Think About It in my books. I know we had set up his 6 weeks, his 1400 back to 1200, only second up, but it was just the perfect platform in that first up run where he just really peaked on his run at the 200, which Peter Moody would have been chuffed about. Barrier 1, I don't think it's an issue. He might be 3 pairs back on the fence, and they're going to be spread. They're going to be spread out. It's a $20 million race. So they're not going to be. There's not going to be 6 lengths first to last, and those horses locked away. I don't think they'll be hard luck stories. So if he's there, if he's close enough and good enough, he can win.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's more of a emphasis being put on the barrier, I believe, because it's so far between runs and people don't have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Because it's coming from a 1400 Memsey into an Everest. I think punters have sort of shit their pants here and gone, what is Peter Moody doing? What knock can we put on this thing? I've got a bit of a knock on the prep, but that's up to the trainer, and I still think it can probably do it off that prep, but it's very unconventional, and I am happy to not have it on top because of that reason.
Yep.
$5 with Dabble's really good as well. Like if you did want to back it, I know you guys weren't convincing anyone to go out and have that bet, but if you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking, actually, I really like. I wish I win. I trust Moody. I think $5 is the way to go. But yeah, watch Dabble. They're great in regards to that. It could run into a little bit of traffic. Maybe come around the turn in the straight.
I agree with Nick here, though. They seem to fan, and everything sort of seems to get a pretty good chance at the run to the line. So
okay, all right.
It probably just depends whether it's got to come up the fence, 2 off the fence, 3 off the fence. It will take a good ride, but I think it will get the space. Just can it do it coming off 6-week break, 1400 metre first up? Maybe.
First runner of Joseph Pride is Private Eye at $6 with Dabble. Give us your thoughts, Nick.
I actually wake up in the middle of the night sometimes with nightmares, and it's Darren Flindell's voice going, "Private Eye, giga kick down the outside." I was on Private Eye last year, and I just don't know how he didn't win, because sort of where we were on the fence, like I'm seeing Private Eye and I'm like, oh, I've got him here, and then giga kick down the outside. But look, this horse, he goes like a rocket first up. That's one thing that I will say to note to punters. So he won the Gilgai 12 months ago down the straight, blew them away, and then he got his slot. He ran really well in the Everest, ran second. He went really good first up. He was 3 wide, no cover, sort of half slowly run from in that, what did he win? The Premier, the Premier, I think it was. So I don't think he can win. I think he can win. He's one of the, I suppose, leading hopes, but I think there's better chances in the race than him.
Yep. Fair.
As he gets older, seems to like Queensland less and less.
Yeah.
Private Eye.
I'm actually butthurt because he didn't win the victory stakes at the end of last prep. But
And then the report read like, don't think you like Queensland, doesn't like the sun on its back
Yeah.
now. I think just prefer to stay in Sydney, actually.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stuart's report. But yeah, I'm a little bit with Nick here. I think that its first up run was obviously excellent, just 5 wide the trip, stayed in its lane and was able to overpass at the end. I don't think it won't be able to run 5 wide in Everest and will need all the luck. And I'm of the opinion that there will be others running home quicker than Private Eye at the end of this race this year.
Yep.
Our current race favourite, number 3, think about it.
It's just getting harder and harder to knock him, isn't it? Because he's won 9 in a row now. That he's won a Kingsford Smith Cup at weight for age in Queensland. He's won a Stradbroke back to handicap conditions. And then he came out first up and won the Premier. And, yes, he got to the front too soon and he did enough to keep sort of grinding and finding the line. But I half worried that he might be already ready for 1400 or a mile because he's by so you think like this is a horse that the connections thought was going to be a Cox Plate horse and all of a sudden he ends up in the Everest and he's favourite. So I'm happy to be against him at the price, but I've been against him all the way through and he keeps winning and keeps pulling my pants down. So
yeah, one of those.
If he wins, it's like, well, what a superstar kind of thing, but I don't want to be with him.
11 starts, 10 wins in a second, and we're trying to knock this.
We're potting it.
Yeah.
And we're almost saying like it's ready for 1400 metres. It's only gone 4 from 4 over 1200. It's the ascension of this horse, and it's like everyone says that we haven't found the cap to it. We haven't found the ceiling. Of the 2 Pride runners, I thought I would have Private Eye in front of it, but after going through the race, I sort of think the improvement off the first run, for think about it, its record, the fact that there's no ceiling there, I see why the market does have it ahead.
Yeah.
I don't have it on top because, like Nick, I think it's probably more 1400 out to a mile even. So, yeah, I think it's going to run a big race though, and its record is something to tip your hat at and go, fuck, if it wins, you just say to yourself, wow, like why haven't I been with this horse more? Because I have been with it in a lot of its runs.
Yeah, I think I said as he won the Stradbroke and sort of standing on the fence there as he rocketed past, it's just sort of like I probably should start tipping this horse. Like he's a rocket, but like he can win and he can go on, and if he wins, he's got to be in the conversation for one of the best horses in the country because it'll be 12 starts, 11 wins, an Everest, a Stradbroke, a KSC. Like he's doing freaky stuff and he's still so raw.
Bit of a Red Zell fairy tale sort of thing going on with it. It's going benchmark 72 at the start of the year to an Everest, all in 2023. What a year!
Yeah, this thing is airborne. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
Even
going back to that Stradbroke win, like how good was it? It's just
I haven't seen a year this big since Selwyn Cobbo's first year in the NRL.
I told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I told you to watch Cobbo. He'll play NRL this year. I think, personally, think about it's a definite bet. A definite bet. I think it'll probably go in. It'll start to... people will find it. There'll be more money for it.
I could see it starting shorter.
Much shorter. I think if you are, once again, well, we said with I Wish I Win, if you wanted to have a bet, maybe Pat mentioned leave it in. If you want to have a bet on Think About It, which I definitely am, is I'm really happy to take the $4.60 with Dabble right now. Because
I reckon it'll be the other way. I honestly reckon
I reckon I win will come in.
Yeah, Nick, just because the only reason I say that is because the number that he ran in that TJ Smith is just so far out on its own ahead of everything else that if he runs that, they won't see which way he goes. So I just think maybe punters will be more inclined to gravitate towards that and chip away at the $5. And think about it, in that Kingsford Smith Cup win, I think it was $4 out to $5.50. The Stradbroke, he was $2.80 out to $3.60. He was sort of really well backed into like $1.70 first up, and then he got out late. So the market, like there's so many people like what Pat and I have just said though about how we kind of want to poke holes in him. So I think maybe the market might try and do that as well. And
I think it's got the good barrier. There's a lot to like about it. All right, Marzu, let's be quick about this one.
I think he's a better chance than the price suggests because he ran third in the TJ behind I Wish I Win and Giga Kick. He was $7 that day. Third in the Doom and 10,000 behind Giga Kick and Overpass. He was well backed there. First up, forget he went around. He drew bad. He got poleaxed at the start. He got a long way back when the leaders just controlled it. That was the Overpass and Private Eye race. He obviously got cast in his box. The trial was okay, but it's not an ideal preparation. But he's better than a 70-1 chance or whatever he is.
I think you need to have an ideal prep.
Wrong.
Oh, sorry. Can we give Pat a buzzer? We'll send a buzzer down.
Yeah.
I thought it goes Nick, me, then you.
Sometimes I get in there at the half-time entertainment.
I think he should be 170-1, and their only worry, I think, for this race is whether they should just take one of the emergencies and try with, say, Bella Nipotina as opposed to Mars.
That'd be nice. That'd be a good result.
Who couldn't win it when it was absolutely flying. So how will?
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think it's had a decent setback in the lead up to this, and then prior to that setback, it did get bumped around in the beginning, but it was no good. It was no good in that race. In where was it?
I didn't think.
Yeah, Randwick over the 1100.
So many people said he was no good. I thought he just blew out in the last furlong and just fitness gave way. I thought there was nothing wrong with the run myself.
Maybe I was watching. It's had a little. It's had.
Yeah, he's trialled in between. Red Zell got scratched in. Red Zell got scratched in his last lead up, and they went back to the trials, and he won 2 Everests. So, if the Snowdens can do it.
Yeah, I suppose if anyone's going to do it, Sam, Tommy Berry on board, that'd be a lovely redemption story for him this year.
I don't think he can win the race, but I think he's a better chance than his price suggests.
Shouldn't be, yeah. So his current price with Dabble's $51. Yeah. I'm really interested in both your take on this one. Number 5, Bernberger Stable, obviously, we've got the connection there with Hildo, Overpass, Joshy Parr on board. Look, I think it's going to just jump out the front. It's not going to have any. I think it's going to get quite it's going to be an annoying run out front. I don't think it's just going to have that clear lead. It's currently, let me just have a look, $11 with Dabble. And this is, obviously we'll lock this in, but talk to me. I haven't had a bet. I haven't had my kind of the bigger bet for the race. This is definitely firmly in the options to have. Tell me why I shouldn't back this horse, Nick.
Oh, you can back him because his goes like a jet fresh. His 4 weeks between runs after just getting beaten by Private Eye, who's half his price. And he looks like the natural leader on paper. I don't think we can say sole leader because I think Alcohol Free is going to go
what's
forward.
Alcohol Free going to do?
I think she'll go forward. I think Hawaii 5-0. I think Marzu will all go forward. So he'll be in front for a bloody long way. And if it's a rock hard track, which they're saying, if you've got to be up on speed, and it could take a few of those back markers out of the race. And he's just tough. He ran second in that 10,000 behind Giga Kick. He beat Amelia's Jewel in the Quokka. So good luck to him.
I think it's a crazy price. What do you think, Pat?
I think there's a difference between going forward and natural speed, where this horse just has that natural speed. Whether they choose to go forward or not, it's going forwards.
Yeah.
Whereas the others that might think that they're going forwards, they're only going in to sit behind it. And this, I know we've made reference to Red Zell before, but this could be a dead set Red Zell moment for it, where there's no speed in the race, it jumps out, gets the lead, is allowed to have that breath in the middle of the race, and kicks away. And it's whether something can run it down or not. And that is exactly how I can see the race playing out. Do I think someone will run it out? Yes. I think someone will run it down. Would I like to see it win? For sure. Will I be having a save on it? 100% will, because looking at the history of this race, it has been won by horses like this before, where there's no speed in the race and they just get the that sort of boat race trip where they get to the turn and are able to kick off a slow speed. So, it's in it for a long way. And for the Baker stable, and they are the leg up stable, sort of. They give a lot of information to the show. I just believe that it could be. It's set up for them this year to have a very to come close and possibly win it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Buenos noches, gentlemen. Feel free to tighten these up a little bit if you don't have a heap to say on them.
Yeah. Oh, easy. As we get down the bottom, easy.
Breathe through.
He was good in the show county, but he beat Argentia and Dragonstone, and then he was probably a little bit stiff in the shorts, but I think maybe gets too far back in the run here. And the trial was okay, but it wasn't like, this thing's immoral in the Everest. So he might just be one of those horses that gets too far back and runs on into a good 5th or 6th.
Well, I disagree, Nick. I think this is the horse with the most potential in the race, and I reckon it's probably this sort of price because people look at it and think maybe it's a bit of a wet tracker looking at its record. It doesn't have the best good form. Matt Smith trains. He's probably a little bit more of the unknown trainers. I don't know. As much as I didn't expect to be putting a Matt Smith runner on top, I think Buenos Noches could be the horse this year that really just
on top
and blows them away. Blows them away. Yep.
Really?
On top.
Dylan Gibbons.
Yeah, Dylan Gibbons. He'll be riding with reckless abandonment. He'll be giving it the run of the race. Just there's no panic about this kid. He'll give it a great ride.
Yeah.
I think it'll be motoring.
Wow, Buenos Noches on top for Patrick. Currently $13 with Dabble, $3.90 to place.
We would need something to take Overpass on, and that's sort of the hedge in the bet. Like I was talking about before, will I be having something on Overpass to make sure that if they do go slow and the back markers are taken out of it, it's Overpasses on a plate.
Where's he going? Where's Buenos Noches going to sit in this race? It's a back marker, isn't it?
Yes.
I've mapped him last.
He was going sideways.
Be back out there with say Shinzo and Private Eye, even maybe. I don't know.
He was going sideways last start though, when they were all going forwards, and I don't know. Yeah. I don't think we have to worry too much about how far back he gets, just as long as he's tracking in when they get to the straight and not cluttered up like it was last start.
Yeah, he might be able to follow Think About It into it.
Yeah, I'll let that unfold. I'll let Gibbons do that work.
Probably knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll leave it a deal. Okay, so there's our first one. Pat, Buenos Noches on top. Hawaii 5-0, $13 with double. J-Mac on board, G Waterhouse and A Bot. There's got to be some love for Hawaii 5-0. Any from you?
Terrific chance.
Okay, here we go. Oh, the Golden Eagle. Okay.
Golden Eagle.
Yeah. I think he's more a 1400 miler. He was good behind Think About It, but if he couldn't beat Think About It with the run under his belt, I don't think he can beat him here.
Yeah, I agree. Hawaii 5 no for me.
Hawaii 5 no. Okay. Alcohol free. What do we say? I think I just said the price before on double. It is 41s. Not a lot. Like I said, we haven't seen enough.
Haven't seen enough of her. She was good. She was okay first up behind Think About It. And Hawaii 5-0 there. She'll get a nice run. I think she'll go forward and just sit outside Overpass and keep him honest and probably maybe set it up more so for Hawaii 5-0. But yeah, I don't think she can win.
I think it's I think alcohol free could be an issue for Overpass.
Yeah, I think alcohol free, ridiculous name, and it is a no for me. I have seen enough.
Yeah. You've seen enough. In Secret, $10.
Yeah, I wish she drew a gate because she'd be on top for me.
Right, okay.
Well, how close did you want it to sit?
I wanted her just to be sort of in there with a bit of cover. I didn't want her to be. I didn't want to see her go back to last and have to try and come around them all. Like if she could have drawn barrier 3 and been, 4 pairs, even still 4 pairs back, but cover card into it. But she's still a stupid price, and I can't believe she got out to $26 after the barrier draw, because you look at like just her SP profile, and she got beaten that 0.1 5 starts ago in the surround over 1400. She was a $2.30 favourite there. Then she won the Newmarket, blew them away, $6 chance there. Started $6 in the TJ, and then this prep She's been $4 over 1,000 metres behind Remark in the Concord, which short of her best. 1,100 metres, $3.10 favourite against Private Eye Overpass, and she was only beaten a length. So trial was good in between. She's just a silly, silly price, and you get, what, are we going to say world's best jockey, Zach Purden, or one of the top? You know, he's a world-class jockey, so she's well and truly in this. Yep.
She's definitely in it. I just thought Buenos Noches came home better last start than it. The form beating a lot of the horses in this race was down the straight, which that straight form is a bit of a soup. Take nothing away from the win. It's a great win, but got to do it around the bend at Randwick against the best of the best. Yeah, obviously top 5 for me, but yeah, not on top.
If she can be 3 wide with cover following Private Eye into it, I think she can peel off his back and go past Private Eye.
Hey, get up! That's where Buenos Noches is.
Yeah.
And I think if it's behind, if it's got a track Buenos Noches in, it
could be trouble. But hey, the stable will have her peaking third up grand final.
I think they've come out and said that.
Yeah, and like we've sort of
absolutely.
Like I know they've got 2 in the race, but all along it's been in secret it was going to be the Godolphin runner. She's been proper set for this. So, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of confidence there. Bit of confidence. What price do you get, Nick?
I think $15
Yeah,
is
it's better than me.
I've got tickets. I think I've got
13.
I think I've got like 11, 13 and 15. So she's
probably get that with the rocket on the day.
Probably, yeah. She's my best result on the race.
Oh, is she? Okay. I was going to ask that at the end. Espiona, $15 with double, number 10. Huey.
She's a genuine live hope if there's pressure, if they run along and there's a little bit more speed in it than we think, because she had that boom. Like, people were talking her up as the next Winx early on in her career. She didn't find that form for a full preparation, but just the last 6 months she's sort of started to put it all together, and I don't think she really has put it all together, if that makes sense. I know she was on at Group 1 over 1,500 only 4 starts ago, but she was bloody good behind Sunshine in Paris and the Sherrico, and then she blew them away in the Golden Pendant. So good gate, cushy run, good jockey in Huey Bowman. She can win.
I think it's still got a lot to learn, Espiona, and it's 5-year-old now. It's got to stop with all the antics. It's still, like you said, hasn't put it all together. I think it's probably better back to mare's grade, and this is a bit out of its depth. And when the comparison to Winx is, we thought that at the start, but Winx wasn't going to probably come out and win an Everest.
Oh,
Winx would have for another time.
Winx would have won an Everest.
It's an argument for another
Really
time.
nice one too, long one, that argument. No Espiona for me. Shinzo, $15. K-Mac.
Shinzo would have had to have started yesterday, I think. He was probably better than I gave him credit for in that Golden Rose, and it was his first time 1,400. He was first up in, 6 months out of a Golden Slipper, so, his form is probably...
Nothing went right in that Golden Rose either. And the wide draw too.
Yeah, I just think he gets too far back, and Karen's legless.
For the fact of slipper winners coming out to win another race, let alone win Group 1 races, is you should be getting this sort of price. But then into an Everest, I think the price should be big here.
Should I just have seeing as I backed it in the slipper, should I just have a bet on the Everest, so they just say that the actual birthdays that it had?
If you want to keep your accounts open, have a bet on
it. Can actually honestly say I've never had an account closed.
If you're looking to win, probably just let that one go through to the keeper.
All right, Cylinder, another futures bet I've had here. $8.50 with double currently. It's a bit of movement. It's come in, I think.
Yep.
Have a look.
You're big on the Blue Army. You're a big Blue Army fan.
Yeah, I just knew they were getting the slot, so I just backed them before they did.
The what? The what?
Huh?
The slots. Sorry, I thought you said something else.
Like pokies, yeah, slots. It's Cylinder. Any chance, Nick?
Yeah, this is your winner. This horse is... I was against him in the Golden Rose, but by gee, he's super. He like I wasn't happy with what I saw from him first up in the Vane Stakes, but he did enough to win. And then in the Run to the Rose, he didn't have much luck, and I was sort of half worried about what he really did. But watching it again, he just exploded through that gap when it came, and he got the job done. And then in that Golden Rose, he jumped almost too well, because he looked like he was going to lead the race, ended up, 3 pairs back, 3 wide, no cover, and still had the audacity to travel into the race, loom into it, look the winner, and then get nailed by Militarized over the top late. He's drawn perfect just to stalk the speed. He gets blinkers on first time, which will improve him a length or two, and he gets in with only the 53 kilos. So we talk about Private Eye getting nailed by the 3-year-old this time 12 months ago. Cylinder's going to have an even better run than what Giga Kick did, and I think he will be the one finishing 2 to their 1.
What prices
Good words.
have you got, Nick? Here's a little bit of insight.
I'm
Hopefully
on,
this isn't one of you. I hope we don't add this to your futures tickets pile. I hope you cash this one, because this is the one I've done the best on.
Okay, yeah, well, I've had $11 is the average price. $11 is the only price I've taken. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I disagree with Cylinder. I think we're giving extra
11s.
because Giga Kick. Yeah. What'd you back it at?
15s.
Beautiful.
Oh, you'll be rich.
I'll be rich if it wins.
Rich.
They
Which
might all
obviously-
go on the pile though.
Obviously, you don't agree with. Yes, okay.
Nah, I think there's extra weight being given to the 3-year-olds this year after what Giga Kick did last year. I don't think Cylinder's even the best 3-year-old in the country, and I don't know how it's going to come out and become the best sprinter in Australia. So, yeah, I definitely don't have it on top. I think In Secret will beat it home. It's not even the best Cummings runner in the race.
Okay. I don't know if we mentioned this before, but if you are a slot holder and God forbid something goes wrong morning of Everest, you have to take one of the emergencies. Forget that I've got a ticket at 50s for Bella Nipotina. Forget that.
Okay.
Who do you take? Who do you take on why? Nick, you kick us off.
I take Volana because I think he's just bomb-proof and he can sit anywhere in the run. Like, he won first up last prep, 61 kilos, 3 wide, and was really strong late. So I think he's the horse. I don't think any of the emergencies could win the race, but I think Volana's the horse that you can do the most with.
Fucking disrespectful to Bella. Anyway, yeah, go Pat.
After an hour and 6 minutes, I'd be very surprised if any of the slot holders are still listening to this podcast. But
Mate, it's the Everest special. We've got 5 fucking races to go through.
out of these 4, Bella Nipotina would win by 10 lengths in this little four-person field down here.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's in the Sydney Stakes. I haven't gone through them all yet.
Yeah, from barrier
Yeah,
16.
it is. 16, yeah.
Barrier 16. Mate, I don't lose sleep over the barriers. Bloody hell.
Clearly.
Okay.
You could do with some sleep.
Yeah, mate, you got bags under those eyes.
Bella Nip, it's coming out of the Premier Stakes. You're liking horses like Hawaii 5-0 out of that race, so
Was I?
think about it through it. It's what's it called?
Yeah.
It's got the right form coming into this.
What you call it? It's a moral.
Still don't know why Sportsbet have it at that price. It must have something to do with the deductions, like you mentioned, Nick.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Bella Nip, get into the race. Get it home. Okay, so how do we bet this, gentlemen? How do we add this to our double multi?
We can't lay on double, can we?
No bookies bar one.
We have a same race multi, and we have Buenos Noches Cylinder in secret top 4.
Top 4.
Okay.
Don't do that. We would 1,000% be running second, third, and fourth.
Yeah.
I bet you if we did that, we'd leave the winner out. Have a top 3. Just have the trifecta.
Trifecta.
We'll probably tip the trifecta here.
So the trifecta is Buenos
Big
Noches,
chance. Yep. A
Cylinder,
lot has gone into this.
Yep.
Big Cummings presence.
Big
And-
Cummings presents.
what's the other
In
one?
secret.
In
In
secret.
secret.
Wow,
Cummings
just
is just
leaving. No, sorry, I wasn't sure if that was the third horse that we just mentioned. So think about it, just no love. Overpass, just no love. Doesn't get in there. Think you can
Overpass can go into the first 4.
overpass go
Joe
in the first
Price.
4.
Joe Pride sitting at dinner tonight with him is going, first, second, how many will get in the top 3? We're leaving the whole gang out
Yeah.
of the Pride stable.
100%.
I hope the Blue Army. I hope the Blue Army wins the war against the proven Thoroughbreds Army.
Okay.
Maybe you wear a blue suit like you're out of bloody Willy Wonka or something like that.
I've got a blue shirt with a pink tie.
Ooh.
Wear full blue. Blue shirt, blue suit, blue tie.
Hey, look, it's that guy from the Blue Man Group.
And then wear white gloves. You look like a smash.
Papa.
I'm blue. Dun, din, dun, dun, dun. That'll work. So, Patrick, you've ended with Buenos Noches on top. Nick, you've gone with Cylinder on top. I'm saying, for me, I'm back and think about it, and I'm backing Overpass. They're the two I'm backing. So Overpass has to go on the 3. In Secret can flick.
Yeah, I want to say one Overpass.
You can't have all your picks, Nick. It's not some segment called Nick's Picks.